I've got a bit of a different video for you all today. There's not many videos in the Battlefront community that are different, but this one I can safely say nobody's done before. 4 things that are banned from Star Wars Battlefront 2. These things aren't allowed in the game for whatever reason we'll get into as the video progresses. I know it's a bit of a weird number for one of these types of videos. Usually it's 5 things or 10 things, but I honestly couldn't find a 5th. Maybe you'll be able to point some out in the comments section, but I didn't want to force one in here that wasn't necessarily true. So let me know, as I said, if there's anything I've missed out, and I'll clarify it before I include it in a future video. I've clarified all 4 of these things. They're not coming into the game no matter what happens. So yeah, we're just going to get right into it. I'm going to start off with the one that was on the thumbnail, the reason you clicked the video. I'm not going to keep you waiting for that. Slave Leia. Now you've probably seen it going around the community right now that the modders have finally made Slave Leia. This one was a long time coming. The demand I see for this skin is like no other in a lot of ways, and it took them longer than I originally expected to pull something like this off, but fair play, they've done it. Now this is never going to come to Battlefront 2. Unfortunately, there's already that group of people that are solely against this skin. They're not treating it like it even exists in the modding community, which is unfortunate, but at the same time I've seen some big videos out there already covering this skin, which is great because I've never actually seen a problem with the Slave Leia skin. Now let's be honest, we know why a lot of people like this skin. Do I really need to try and tone it down and not give you the full answer? A lot of people think it looks very nice. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't included, and believe it or not, the people who will try to wipe this skin from the face of the earth will also probably think the same. But I think there's more to the Slave Leia skin, something that kind of gets shoved under the radar because it's just seen as very sexual, very revealing, and they're not going to add it into the game, and I get that from a certain point of view. At the end of the day, if you're playing Battlefront, you've probably watched Star Wars and you've probably seen this before. Now to me, there's always been a bit more to the Slave Leia skin than a lot of people seem to see, and that was Jabba the Hutt tried to degrade Leia, treat her like she didn't matter and she wasn't important, and she ended up killing him and showing, you know, just how powerful of a character she is. And I think that's very important to bear in mind with this skin. Yes, a lot of us aren't saying it doesn't look nice. I'm just going to keep coming out and say that because there's no point walking around the edge with this one. But there's so much more to this skin. Now, we do live in a world where, especially with Lucasfilm, you all know, they're not going to allow something like this in the game. It's too sexual, it's too revealing, and there's already people crying about it in the community. Which, by the way, for you guys, I wanted to play my part, so I put it in the thumbnail. Just, you know, to put it out there even more. Because like I've said, I've defended this skin. I think it has a lot more meaning. And I'd love to see it, but this is banned. This is never coming into Star Wars Battlefront 2, period. And that is unfortunate. Now the next one I've purposely included at number 2 because it kind of relates as to the situation, the same as the Slave Leia skin, as to why it wouldn't be added into Battlefront 2. And this is a very strange one actually. This is different gender options for all the classes. So you'll notice that classes are limited. Some are specifically male and some are specifically female, and there was that bit of controversy recently with the ISB agent because it was completely just a female skin and there was a male option found in the files that Ben later stated wouldn't ever be added into the game. Now I'm here to put it across to you as to why these things are happening, and I'm not going to try and shy away from it like other people would. The main reason they do this is for the equality aspect, and it's to have as many men running around as there are women running around, but I think that's besides the point with games like this. At the end of the day, you should be able to pick who you want to play as. For the infantry, I use officer a lot, and I'm restricted to those male options, but imagine if I was restricted to female options, or vice versa, if a female playing the game was restricted to just male options for the specific class she uses. I think it's a bit unfair that they do this. It's not going to change. It's all about the agenda kind of thing that they have denied, but come on, you can't get past me that easily. So while for the clones and the droids, you know, they're never really going to change, they can't. For the Resistance, Rebellion, First Order, Empire, whatever gender is specifically on that class right now, they're not going to give you the option to go male or female with it. Another weird one, that they ban these type of things, but it's out there, I suppose. Now let's move away from the politically correct ones, because there are some other reasons why things aren't allowed in Battlefront 2 and they're banned, and this next one is probably a huge one that I'm sure many of you know, and it's the helmetless stormtroopers. Now these were a thing in Battlefront 1 and they were later removed. Dennis claims that he was the reason that they got removed, which fair play, I will admit. I think it was a great decision. I don't know whose idea it was to add these into Battlefront 1 in the first place, but these are banned. They have stated many times, in a jokingly way, but it's to be understood, that this was a mistake. We're never going to see helmetless stormtroopers in Battlefront 2 or back in Battlefront 1 at any point, although I do believe they still exist in the single player, which maybe one day they'll go back and change that, but I highly doubt it. So obviously you have like the Imperial officers who you can see their faces, the same with the First Order officers, but when it comes to the actual troopers, you're not going to be able to see their faces at any point. Good change, these are banned, they're never ever coming into Battlefront 2. Now this next one is a really strange one. There's not much as to why they're so secretive about this one not being allowed in the game. It's just based on Lucasfilm approvals, actually. But Pauldrons on stormtroopers, the things on their shoulders. In Battlefront 1 these skins were added. There was an orange one, a red one, a black one, a white one, and there were blue ones in Star Wars Legends, which weren't allowed to be added into Battlefront 1. And as you can see with Battlefront 2, once again, we've got the black, we've got the white, we've got the orange. I don't believe the red is in there, it might be. But you've still got all those main colours really, but the blue one is absent. Now the meaning of these pauldrons, and this might be Legends material, is as follows. Orange is squad/unit commander, white is sergeant, black is enlisted, and then red is grenadier, and blue is sniper. So for whatever reason you could add like this blue pauldron skin to the specialist in the game, but they're not going to do that. The blue one can't seem to gain the approval from Lucasfilm for whatever reason. It's once again just such a small thing, and they're so quick to say no. I think all of these, we can look at the reasoning and they're very different. Like Leia is because it's inappropriate. The different genders for the skins is to keep things politically correct. Then you have the helmetless stormtroopers, which is just plain out stupid, even adding them into the game. And then this one is just a mystery. It can't gain that approval. Now I would love to see the blue pauldron sniper, because I feel like seeing the red ones, the orange ones, the white ones, the blue ones on the stormtroopers is just standard. But the blue one is a rarity, and that adds to it for me. But hey, we're never going to see it. But there are the 4 things that are banned. I would say which is your favourite one, which one would you most like to see, but I know it's Slave Leia already for the vast majority of you. I'm not stupid, but yeah, I wanted to give these some justice I think they deserve, and I would say I'll go ahead and do a part 2, but I really think that's going to be stretching it. There's obvious things that we don't even need to talk about that are banned from the game, like adding multicoloured stormtroopers, pink Darth Vaders. They're not video worthy. But thank you very much for watching everyone. Like and subscribe if you did enjoy, and I shall see you all next time.